Korean fathers who are not paying their child support tried to sue the founder of a website that outed them, and they failed. So what does that mean for Korean defamation laws in Korea? Can we now out any deadbeat dads? It's time for an Alex Uncut. So a new ruling by a local court in Suwon found that Bon-chang was not guilty in a defamation lawsuit that was ruining the reputation of fathers and mothers who were not paying their child support. So 5 dads who may or may not be deadbeat, because I gotta cover my own butt here, they might be great people, were suing Gu for defaming them on the website, which is called Bad Fathers, Yangyukbi를 안 주는 아빠들, which generally means fathers who are not paying their child support. So on the website, there are the names, pictures, ages, and sometimes places of residence of over 100 people who were fathers or mothers who did not pay child support, as well as some of the fathers of Korean Filipino children who were born to Filipino women, and they're in the Philippines, and the fathers came back from a trip to the Philippines or something. They're called Kopinos. It's sort of this Korean Filipino community that has been the result of people that went down to the Philippines, had children, and then came back. Well, they didn't have the children. You can guess where I was going with that one. But the ages of the people who were on this website ranged from people born in the late 60s to the 1990s, the late 1990s. So the ages are people in their 20s all the way to, I guess that'd be people in their 50s. In an article published by the Korean Herald, Gu said, close to 80% of child support payment orders go unobserved in Korea, leaving about 1 million children as victims of delinquency. So that was the Korean Herald translation anyway. This was the verdict from the judge as translated by the Korea Times. The accused has not taken any money from his activity. Neither has he slandered those who appear in the blog. We consider his activity serves the public good by forcing parents to pay their overdue child support. By the way, I would like to say something quickly here. This is commonly wrongly brought up. It is not the Good Samaritan law. There is a Good Samaritan law in Korea, which people are mistaken about. There definitely is, but that law relates to medical emergencies. You save their life, but you hurt them in the process, you can't be sued. Now, there's a significance to the ruling of all of this. The judge ruled that because the actions that the person has taken were for the public good, that means he is in the clear. And we hear stories of this all the time, of important people, usually wealthy men at the heads of companies in Korea, who threaten to sue people and media agencies that publish stories about them that may or may not be true. But these stories will hurt the reputations of the people who did those bad things. You often see it in the recent scandals that have to do with kind of the K-pop industry and the club scene and the date rape accusations, where it's like, oh, you're ruining my reputation by saying these things that I did to Korean actresses. And yeah, it's kind of ridiculous to me. I think it's the terrible act that ruins your reputation. That's just my personal opinion about it, not the fact that you were outed by somebody. It's just me, though. What do I know? But now we can actually speak up against people who are causing harm to others in society. And that's kind of the big deal we have right now. Whether it be foreigners or Koreans, we might have some legal protection when we speak up, and we don't have to worry about being silenced by fear, kind of. There are some precautions we have to take. Number one, we have to show that we are exposing people for reasons that are for the public good. That's why in this video, I don't have anyone's pictures up or anyone's ages or locations. The people that are part of that delinquency father website, I can't put them up because I couldn't really defend whether or not I'm putting that picture up for more likes, more clicks, and more monetary gain, or for more followers, whatever it may be. I don't have a strong case. I want to make sure that when I do out somebody for something that was terribly done, I have a strong backing protection legally. So there's no point in adding those faces to this video. That would probably be, I can get in trouble. But number two, it has to be something that's legally right and not just morally right. We may think that people are jerks for saying, I don't know, let's say women belong in the kitchen or they don't deserve equal wages because of the way society's set up. And I'll be like, well, that's not fair. Those guys are jerks. I'm going to call out these jerks who say these things and tell everyone where they live and what companies they work at. Legally speaking, they could claim that it's our personal political opinion and ones that's not shared by everyone. There isn't necessarily always a law about the things we want to complain about. So it's a subjective thing that we are shaming them for, and we are not protected. Whereas Bon-chang was calling out people who were literally breaking the law and making the lives harder for mothers and children, and sometimes fathers, in Korea who were not receiving the proper child support. That's kind of the main difference there. If it's subjective, you can't just be calling out people left and right and saying that they're wrong. There really needs to be a legal foundation for you accusing somebody, and it has to be for the good of society as a whole. Now, the good news is most people are on the side of the website and the founder of the website. I saw a couple of stories, a couple of comments about people who said this is not fair, and it's kind of like giving people the power is not always a good thing because they're going to use it and abuse it. And there might be truth to that, but I think because it is rare that somebody successfully defends themselves in a defamation lawsuit, that I think it's kind of okay. In my opinion, again, I could be wrong. By the way, everything here, not legal advice. I really need to say that. If you've seen any of my videos, you know which side of the argument that I'm on. Call out deadbeat fathers. Those guys deserve to be punished for not fulfilling their duties, paying their duties. And this guy deserves a freaking medal for his bravery. I mean, he's got to have a target on his back, as with most whistleblowers in society, whether it's about corruption in companies or sexual abuse at companies, or in this case, not paying your child support. Now, I hope this story does inspire us to maybe stand up for injustices in society a little bit more. As always, be cautious, especially if you're a foreigner and your visa status is at stake. I don't want anyone getting in trouble for this just because you're we can get everyone who's evil. No. But maybe we can stop someone from getting physically beaten in public now because that is the public good. If there's domestic violence happening in public, a lot of foreigners, we just stand there and watch because other Koreans do as well. And we know that if we jump in and one of us hurts one of them, even though we're just trying to protect somebody in that case, we could go to jail, we could pay a fine, and we can get deported. Maybe now you have legal backing. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. This is not lawyerly advice, but maybe. I also hope this story shows one more thing about Korean society, and it's this narrative that Korea is backwards or behind in social laws. I think that narrative is wrong. I think there are some things in Korean society that need to be improved, absolutely, but there are so many ways in which Korean society is miles ahead of my own country in the United States. So there are a lot of ways that Korea can improve, but on a lot of ideas, Korea is actually very progressive. And this is one of those things where maybe we thought that Korea doesn't protect the little person, Korea doesn't protect the person who's standing up for the right thing. In reality, in this case especially, they are. So let me know about what you think about this story in the comment section. Keep it civil in the comment section. I don't delete comments that are vicious against me, but I will delete your comments if you are saying terrible things about another commenter in the comment section. So this was an Alex Uncut. Don't forget, as always, to feed my narcissism. Hashtag like the video. Wait, I got that backwards. Hashtag feed the narcissism, like the video, and have a great day. That's all I got to say about that. This was Alex Uncut, as real as it gets. Goodbye. Haseo. Feed the narcissism.